Okay. Hi, everybody. Scott Kane here. We're going to be playing a little bit more Magic the Gathering this lovely afternoon. And specifically, we're going to be rolling out some cards from the recently released Amonkhet Remastered set. If you're not familiar, Amonkhet Remastered is a new kind of take on content release or re-release from Wizards of the Coast, wherein two prior sets, Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation, have some, but not all, cards taken from them to be released in one kind of common combined set, in addition to a host of kind of slotted into these sets reprints of other classic cards. I guess I'm going to start, because I'm waiting for Arena to boot up here, with just some general comments on this. First, why? I don't understand why Wizards is doing a type of overly complicated and extremely difficult to follow series of releases that slot into the historic format. Jumpstart is confusing in that way, as are a host of other previous releases. I just don't get what was wrong with the way that they were rolling out content before. Going back and adding content feels like an acceptable decision, but why would they alter the previous content instead of just adding the previous content in its entirety? There was nothing wrong with Amonkhet or Hour of Devastation. I think people would have been sufficiently excited to play these sets had they just been kind of rolled out anyways. And to be honest, it feels like they're kind of moving towards getting Pioneer into Arena, which I think would be brilliant. I think that'd be great for the format and good for Arena generally. But it seems like they're doing it in such a janky-ass, busted way that Historic is not going to be really recognizable as comparable to Pioneer by the end of this. So, I don't understand why they're doing that, but we find ourselves here. The second thing is that the cards that they're putting into this set are just straight better than anything else in Historic, or anything else in Amonkhet, for that matter. I don't know anyone who thinks that there's a card better than Thoughtseize in Amonkhet. I don't know anyone who thinks that Historic really needed a 4-mana unconditional Wrath in the form of Wrath of God. I don't know. This is one of my bigger issues, I think, with slotting cards into a specific format. I think it's kind of lazy, and I think it kind of ruins the format, and this feels like an example of that, to be honest. Rest in Peace is going to get played all the time in Historic now. It's an excellent sideboard card. It's sideboard material in Modern. Why wouldn't it become a staple in Historic? And every time you print something that powerful in, it's just crowding out the actual cards that should be going into Historic, right? And it's just a strange decision that they've made here. I don't like it. Especially because a lot of these cards don't feel like they have any meaningful mechanic connection to Amonkhet. There are no -1/-1 counter cards in here. I know that Embalm was only used in this set, but I don't see any cards in here that play with Embalm nicely. All that I see are extremely powerful cards that someone at Wizards tinkering with Historic thought that they could top-down engineer a balanced format. And I think that is both vain and foolish and uninteresting. So, hey, I'm not negative. I love Amonkhet. I think it was a great set. I enjoy playing it enormously. But it's just a very, very strange way to go about reintroducing these cards. It does make me wonder what we have left for the Pioneer format to be introduced into MTGA. Because we're getting close. I know they have Kaladesh in the code, right? So there's no way that they can claim that can't be rolled out. Pioneer starts at Return to Ravnica. Wow, that's a lot, huh? That is just a whole lot. So if we we would have to get all of these in line. And then I think everything here would be covered, right? Yeah. So, that's like what? We're looking at maybe 18 new sets to be introduced into MTGA if we want to get something comparable to Pioneer firing there. I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's impossible at all. I think it's a good goal. but I don't know why they're like slowly pecking on these two sets in a combined format with, again, the best cards in the set have nothing to do with Amonkhet. As a side note, and just because I've got a little bit of time to fill here, I despise packed cards. I despise any of the packed cards. I think Force of Will is terrible. I think Simeon's Spirit Guide is bad. I think that the idea of allowing you to cast or activate a card at instant speed, especially a counter spell like this, it's a bad addition to the format. I think that if you as a player can't look at your opponent tapped out with no on-board interaction and conclude that it's finally safe for you to try to resolve your Pelt Collector or whatever, that cards like this just mess with those very reasonable expectations that are very central to the game. And I'm not in love with it. I think that this card, more than any other, just bothers me enormously being printed into Historic. I don't know. I didn't like it when they did it with the modern cards, the Force of cycle, right? Didn't like that then, and I sure don't like this now. Speaking about things that I do enjoy about the Amonkhet block, I really enjoy both Embalm and the Cartouche Trial, kind of interaction. Trials are enchantments that have, slightly underpowered effects when they enter the battlefield, but then they can be returned to your hand by a Cartouche, which is a special type of creature aura, hitting the battlefield. So, hey, I think it's kind of fun, right? Nothing wrong with that. Let's see if we can get this going here. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And we're going to... Give me just one moment, guys. Let's add in a game capture, any full screen application. And let's see, specific window, MTGA, get it in there. Oh, whoops. You guys are kind of watching me fumble through some technical matters right now. Okay. Let's move this over here. Put that over here. And we can do this. Okay, great. Well, thanks for everybody's patience. Sorry about that. So we're going to get rolling now with this deck that I've built based largely off of Amonkhet cards, which is the Rat Procession deck. It's a delight. It uses the cards Pack Rat and Anointed Procession to great effect. We'll go through quickly kind of reviewing what those cards are, but for the uninitiated, Pack Rat is a card from the Return to Ravnica set. It's a 1 generic, 1 black. Yeah, we know. I don't normally play on my laptop, so I have to go through all these different things. Yeah, okay. I know how rotation works. Okay, so why don't we do just a quick review of the deck here. I think I've called it Jank Procession here. Pack Rat has been slotted into Historic, and by the process I've already identified as myself not enjoying. 1 generic, 1 black, and it is equal to the total number of rats you control. But what makes it powerful is its ability to create a complete copy of itself in token form by paying its activated mana cost and discarding a card. Well, listen, you guys can kind of see where this is going, that if you take a look at our good friend Anointed Procession here, if an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice as many of those tokens instead. Listen, we can all do the math here, right? If 1 Pack Rat token for discarding a card is good, 2's got to be better, am I right? So why don't we get started? I mean, I think this is just funsies. I don't mean this to be a particularly competitive deck. I really enjoy Pack Rat as a card. I've played it in multiple different formats. and we'll see how this goes. Aside from the Rat Anointed Procession interaction, there are a couple other really interesting sub-synergies in here. They include the Crypt Breaker is in this deck, which can generate multiple tokens if we activate its discard ability. There's also... Yeah, it's looking okay. There's also, of course, the Embalm interaction with Crypt Breaker, where not only do you get to pitch a card that you can embalm, but then also the cards that come back are zombies, right? So, not bad, I think. The other really big kind of idea that this deck takes advantage of is just the entire prospect of embalming creatures. They create tokens. You can take advantage of that in any number of different ways, right? So let's see. What are we going to do here? Oh, and Aftermath cards are good to discard because they have a purpose once they're in the graveyard. Let's back Rat out there. They'll probably counter it or destroy it or something. But let's see. Yeah, okay. Unfortunate. But let's get in there. And because we're seeing a Jeskai deck here, we really have to be careful about red sweepers a la Anger of the Gods and whatnot. Okay. That's bad, but not unbeatable. So why don't we put them on a sweeper now? Yeah, okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the thing that the deck does. Obviously, it would be better to have Rat doing this effect. But let's see. Do you have a 4-mana sweeper? Probably. If you play it, I can mentor, and we'll see what happens there. Oh, man, I hate that Teferi. Jeez, oh, Pete's. Okay, that's actually pretty good news for us. So they can't counter this turn, which definitely makes me feel like Anointed Procession is the way to go, right? Yeah, why don't we get it on the board? We're going to go to combat. We could draw a card, but obviously Narset would mess that up. Let's get in there like that. So they can 3-fairy, but they're going to have to pick one thing to get rid of. They can't Wrath, and I'm not 3-fairy, 5-fairy. But they can't Wrath and Fairy on the same time, and we've already got enough stuff on the board that's getting under this Absorb. So let's see. Let's see. Crypt Breaker and Anointed Procession. Think of all the card draw with Crypt Breaker here, right? That's good. Probably going to go after Crypt Breaker. Anointed Procession? Okay. I'm actually super okay with everything that just happened there. That was fantastic. Let's see. What is a good Magic the Gathering play here? They will probably sweep my board, unfortunately. So we're going to do this. Yeah. Why don't we keep clocking them? Let them sweep if they're able, and then we can use any of our instant speed token generation effects here. Yeah, I know you probably never thought you'd see Never to Return played in a game of, a game of Magic on purpose, but here we are. Okay, so they are going to sweep. I think between these two, Start is better. I don't see them playing many creatures that we have to worry about, but let's do it. Okay, my turn. That's not going to be super relevant in this game, unfortunately. Why don't we get our Mentor out? It's not instant speed. And if they can't take care of it this turn, they'd kind of have to have back-to-back sweepers, which, hey, it's a control deck. It could happen. But, yeah, there we go. Let's see. Okay, so they're going to counterspell, or at least try to do it. Man, their cards are definitely just more powerful than ours. Let's make them do this now, huh? Okay. They're gonna flip that, son of a bitch. Gosh darn it, you know. Well, we got a... I mean, let's see it. I mean, I think that if they counter this, we'll probably scoop, but that's okay. Hit that absorb. No, okay. Just fuck me up, man. I mean, Dawn, which is not a great card, could be useful here. Kind of depends on what we draw. Let's see what they pop. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, that's not great. I think we're just going to do this. They can counter it if they want. Okay. And now they're drawing 2 cards a turn with that Ascanta. Let's see it. Come on. That's probably game there. Yeah, with the ability to untap the Ascanta, that's probably game. Okay. Drop 1 to control there. Kind of frustrating. I feel like I was doing my best to play around the board wipe there, and it just didn't happen. Some indestructible effect might be good in this deck. Who knows? A lot of times the goal with an embalm deck like this is to kind of make them use their board wipes to take out creatures that you can just embalm back onto the battlefield anyways, so we'll see. Let's give it another try. Again, this is falling firmly into the category of fun but bad, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Get another opponent in here. Okay. Okay, yeah, I like this a lot, actually. Let's see, we can do you, we can do you. Okay. What is the best play here? I don't think we're going to be worried about life, so why don't we do this and we can just pass to them. Okay, so the goal here, we're playing almost certainly another Azorius control deck, is to pitch our Anointed Priest to Crypt Breaker to generate zombies. Zombies, this zombie generation is not a spell, right? Which is good because it means it can't be countered. Elspeth's Son's Nemesis is fun to cast against decks like this because even if they counter it, you can ostensibly get it back from the graveyard in the future. Yeah, we know Narset, you're great. Okay. Why don't we do that? Okay. Hit a land drop for the turn. A crossroads, if you will. I think we got to start by banging this out. And then why don't we do this? They can use their Shatter the Sky, and we will cry. If we draw a land, get Anointed Procession out, this isn't going to hurt us bad. Okay, interesting. Did not see that coming. So the move here is pretty obvious. We're going to go in like this. Okay. I wonder if that's as good as they think it is. That does not feel like a good use of cards to me, but what do I know? We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And now they're almost certainly going to sweep the board here. But then if we draw our land, Anointed Procession comes down and Anointed Priest kind of becomes fun, and we'll see what happens. Let's see. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Man, unfortunate. I guess I could have known that that was coming up, right? Alright, let's do this. Really need that fourth land here. Wow, really not getting that fourth land here. That's probably game. 2 Anointed Processions in hand and nothing to do with it, huh? Oh, man. You know I'm going to dusk that Brazen Borrower. Looks like they don't have a counterspell in hand right now, which is good for us. Yep. Lots of incidental life gain in this deck, which is fun. Alright, there we go. Why don't we get in? I mean, are we slamming Elspeth Sun's Nemesis here? No, I think I'm going to dusk it. Oh, I can't. Yeah, well, counter our Anointed Procession then. Let's see it. You probably have it. No, okay. So Elspeth, if we can get it down, is good. Another Anointed Procession, if we can get it down, is good. Even Anointed Priest is good. They're not going to be able to race us as much as they might be trying to right now. Land per turn. Why don't we do this? Because again, I know that they're probably holding counter magic in their hand, and forcing them to sweep our board is actually not a bad idea. Are they gonna bounce some more stuff? Okay, that's actually I'm sad that we won't be able to embalm those, but that's actually pretty good because we have a lot of outlets for mana right now. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we're going to do. Narset. Ugh, woof. Maybe we can get a land here, an untapped land. It'd be good. Of course, the only tap land in the entire deck. Wow. This will probably resolve, right? Censor or Dovin's Vetoes or Negates are the only hits on it. Okay. Man, Brazen Bar was so annoying. Garbage card. For garbage people. Okay. Yeah, what a fun stream. 2 rounds of Azorius Control, just playing 5 Teferi. Ugh. We're gonna scoop on that. Okay. Unfortunate. Would have liked to have drawn some of our Planeswalker removal spells in that, or some of our instant speed stuff, but what are you going to do? Why don't we give it one more? I can see that this is really not buffering or playing at a smooth rate. So maybe this is kind of an ill-fated stream generally. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's one of the things that's kind of frustrating about Historic, because it feels like there's an enormously high variation in the power of cards that can be played. I mean, maybe that's obvious. But again, like, the fact that they like reprinted Thoughtseize directly into a format that's half as big as Pioneer, I don't know. Not impressive to me. Yeah, we'll do this. This card sucks, but I love it. Get at me. This will probably not be an Azorius control deck, which is a nice change of pace, right? Let's see, we'll keep 7. What do you got for me, Kalazad? I wonder if this will just going to be another one of those sacrifice decks. Those are annoying. Yeah, so this deck obviously not really performing as much as I prefer right now, but that's okay. We're doing the best that we can, right? Okay. Let's see. We're going to drop our Crypt Breaker. Angel of Sanction is not great, but again, you can pitch it to any number of the things that will put it in the yard, then you embalm it, you bring it back, multiple tokens. I mean, you get it. That's bad news. Not like terrible news, but definitely bad news. Why don't we try to power through this with our Crypt Breaker just pitching everything, huh? I think that might be a good move. We could also pitch the start to finish to kill that. I mean, they're so low. Yeah, well, we're not going to let that happen. Not even close. Yeah, so we got to get rid of that, huh? I mean, watch this guy just peel protection spell, protection spell, protection spell from the top of the deck. I don't even doubt that it'll happen. It's all but guaranteed. Okay. So we're going to do this. Go to combat. And we'll bring the cat back. Next turn we can start drawing. Yep. I know how that works. Okay. Let's see now. So we won't get any triggers off of this because of Hushbringer. We won't get any triggers off of this because of Hushbringer. I think... Let's do this. Okay. And we've got some draws here. Let's see, what's the move here? So I think we have to take out the Lurrus for sure. Oof, this is going to be bad. Huh. What is the move here? Let's start with this. Twilight Prophet, pretty good draw here. Not a great draw. Not a perfect draw, but pretty good. Ugh, gosh, this is frustrating. Do we just start by slowing the bleeding down here? By playing Angel of Sanctions to block for a turn? I'm really not sure. Let's do this. At least we'll be able to trigger the whatever. No attacks. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. Not in love with this. But I guess if we just draw straight fire, which we're not going to have to block. Block. Yeah, this is frustrating. I wonder if I probably played this wrong. I'm not sure exactly how, but it definitely feels like I have. No, that's not gonna get it, right? Let's do this. And then we can maybe try to draw an extra card on their turn. We'll see. We'll see. Lure is so annoying. Ugh. Would love to draw our Dusk to Dawn. Because they could only give the indestructible once, right? Like one of these two things would have to die. Let's see. Yep. Mm-hmm. What do we got? It's not very good. I guess that buys us another turn, right? We can now draw 2 cards at the end of this turn. Yeah, it's kind of like Dusk to Dawn or Bust, right? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, wow. Man, that's frustrating. Okay. Well, 3 up, 3 down. Lost them all. Frustrating, but you know what? Fun games. Fun games. I mean, the Azorius ones were kind of rough, to be honest, but yeah, it's so it's weird. I went 6-1 with this right before I played it. Although I'm sure that there are a host of people who always complain when they don't perform as well in public as they do in private. I would never be so gauche. Yeah, I'm gonna play one more just on a fun play, and we'll see how that goes. Garu Karate, still a great deck. Miss ya. Let's give this one more, and then I'm gonna check out the Champions League game between Lyon and Bayern with my girlfriend, which I'm excited about. We'll do this just because this has the possibility to be a rat hand. Rat hands are great. Okay, it's a life gain deck. Let's hope we hit that land. Ooh. Okay. There it is. There it is. All right, why don't we... I think we have time to do this, so I'm going to. They're unlikely to play a sweeper because of their own creatures, obviously. So why don't we do that? We'll go no attacks. If we draw a land next turn, we'll be golden. If we don't, we can cat to draw. And cat's a great blocker against a Johnny's Pridemate, right? So. They have the exile effect. Let's see it. Okay. It's going to up the clock here for sure. But like I said, Sacred Cat is a really good blocker for this Ajani. It's Pridemate. That's good. So why don't we do this? Oh, wait. Cancel. Z. I'm going to do that. Yes, we will do that. Not my favorite draw, but here we are. No attacks. I have an infinite supply of cats. My girlfriend Mina is proud. Come at me, bro. Okay. There might be a good Dusk to Dawn play here if we draw it. We'll see. That's a bad attack. You probably did not mean to do that, but who knows? Maybe. Do they have an instant speed pump spell? Gosh, I hope so. Please, just maul me. There we go. Great work out there, everybody. Okay. We're not getting that white, huh? I guess we're gonna do this, and I guess we're gonna do that. No attacks. Yeah, that's game 2. Well, a very disappointing series of games there, but I had fun with it. I guess I can try one more. Whatever, it's only 138. I wonder, I'm sure that my play actually probably deteriorates a little bit when I know I'm being recorded. I'm certainly just much more comfortable laying on the sofa like this, you know, playing with the bare minimum of effort. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely your man here just striking out, but whatever. Sometimes you gotta play just for the love of the game. Man, very unfortunate. Mana. We'll keep that. Why don't we... Why don't we do that? And we can just try to rat him out. It happens. Rat'll win sometimes. Not this time. Woof. What a shellacking. Well, let's see. Get an Anointed Priest out there. It's a good card. Why don't we do this? We'll get you down. Get in for 1. Nice thing about playing mono black is once your enchantment is down, it's not going anywhere, you know? Okay. Make me discard my Elspeth. I guess I'll just empty my hand every turn for the rest of the game now, right? That's bad. Why don't we do this? No. No. Take it. Take it, take it, take it. Man, these games are rough.